Shabbat Shalom to everybody keeping the Sabbath today according to the only calendar of the Most High, Genesis 1:14. I just wanted to do a quick Sabbath morning study in reference to the Gentiles, because it's taught and it's believed that the Gentiles are the northern kingdom or the house of Israel. And I just want to go into scripture and show that that's absolutely a false camp doctrine, and that the northern kingdom has never been counted as Gentiles. So I'm going to go into scripture and just show that real quick. Start off at Hosea 8, verse 8. It says, Israel, meaning the northern kingdom, the house of Israel, the northern kingdom, is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. So it says the northern kingdom, or the house of Israel, shall be among the Gentiles, right? So as I say all the time, scripture interprets itself. So it says they shall be among, meaning that they shall be in the midst of the Gentiles. Gentiles meaning the other nations. So we get a precept for that. Tobit chapter 1. And it says, Tobit chapter 1, verse 1. It says, the book of the words of Tobit, son of Tobiel, the son of Aniel, the son of Adul, the son of Gebel, of the seed of Azel, of the tribe of Naphtali. So clearly, the northern kingdom, Naphtali is a part of the northern kingdom. So this is Tobit, right? So drop down in context to verse 3. It says, Tobit walked all the days of my life. It says, I, Tobit, walked all the days of my life in the ways of truth and justice. And I did many alms deeds to my brethren and my nation, who came with me to Nineveh, into the land of the Assyrians. So it's talking about how the northern kingdom was captive in the land of Assyria among the Gentiles, right? Because anybody that's not born, a blood-born Israelite, is a Gentile. So this is what this is saying. So verse 10 in context. And when we were carried away captives into Nineveh, all my brethren and those that were of my kindred did eat the bread of the Gentiles. So clearly a distinction here is talking about the northern kingdom, or the house of Israel, like we read in Hosea 8 and 8. So it's talking about them being among the Gentiles, right? So I'm gonna get another precept in Tobit 13 and verse 3. It says, confess him, meaning the Most High, confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them. So just like Hosea 8 and 8 says again, Israel is swallowed up. Now shall he be among the Gentiles. So it says in Hosea 8 and 8 that the northern kingdom, or the house of Israel, shall be among the Gentiles. Tobit picks it up and he says in Tobit 13 and 3, confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, talking about the northern kingdom, for he has scattered us among them, right? So like I said, the Israelites were never anywhere in scripture considered to be Gentiles, right? And I'm gonna go to Genesis chapter 10 and show some Gentiles over there, and I'll show further who's the rest of the Gentiles. Genesis chapter 10, verse 1. It says, now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, and Jovan, Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Rephath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan, Elishah, and Tarshish, and Kittim, and Dodaman. These were the isles of the Gentiles, divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, and after the families of their nations. So clearly right here, it's counting the sons of Japheth as being Gentiles, right? So that's one place that's showing that the Gentiles is not talking about Northern Kingdom, right? So I'm gonna show somebody else, because like I said, if you're not born an Israelite, you are a Gentile. It doesn't matter what nation you come from. If you are not an Israelite, if you are not born an Israelite, you are not Israel. A Gentile can never be Israel, just like an Israelite can never be a Gentile. First Esdras, First Esdras 8, and I'll pick it up at verse. First Esdras 8, I'll pick it up at verse 69. It says, the nation of Israel, the princes and the priests and the Levites, have not put away from them their strange people of the land, nor the pollutions of the Gentiles. So it's saying that they hadn't put away the strange pollutions of the Gentiles. Now it's going to name some Gentiles. To wit, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Edomites. So it just named some more Gentiles. So we already went to Genesis chapter 10, and I listed the names of the sons of Japheth as being Gentiles. Now again, it's talking about here of the Gentiles, to wit, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Moabites, and the Egyptians, and the Edomites, right? So like I said, if you're not born an Israelite, you are a Gentile, right? So let's go, I'm gonna go back to Genesis chapter 10, because it mentioned here in First Esdras, it mentioned the Canaanites and the Egyptians, right? So I'm gonna pick it up again in Genesis chapter 10, verse 6. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mitzrayim, and Put, and Canaan. So Mitzrayim is the Egyptians, and of course Canaan. So these are the sons of Ham. And we know that the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary tells us that Ham is the progenitor of the dark races, and it says not the Negro, right? So that's a key thing. So we see here that it's more Gentiles, even though these are the sons of Ham. The scriptures is counting them as being Gentiles, right? So let me get Isaiah 46, I believe. Isaiah 46 and verse 3. It says, hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, and all the remnant of the house of Israel, which are born by me from the belly, which are carried from the womb. So like I said, in order to be an Israelite, you have to be born an Israelite. You cannot become a Gentile, just like a Gentile cannot become an Israelite. So it says born in the belly of the womb, right? So Paul makes this clear, Romans chapter 9. Romans chapter 9, I'll start at verse 1. It says, I say the truth, in Hamashiach I lie not, my conscience also bearing me witness in the Ruach HaKodesh, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites. So that precept goes right with Isaiah 42 and verse 6, born in the belly and of the womb, right? So then Paul is going to get another witness, Romans 11 and verse 1. This is Paul again. He said, I say then, have Yahuwah cast away his people? Yahuwah forbid, for I am also an Israelite, born in the belly of the womb, my brother and my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites. He says I am also an Israelite of the seed of Abraham and the tribe of Benjamin. So he broke it all the way down and said exactly who he was. He was the seed of Abraham and the tribe of Benjamin, right? So, like I said, you have to be born an Israelite, right? So I'm gonna show another witness, about who the Gentiles are. For those that subscribe to Jubilees, on Jubilees 16, and I'll pick it up at verse 16 and 17. And it says, "And when we returned in the 7th month and found Sarah with child before us, and we blessed him, and we announced to him all the things which had been decreed concerning him." This is talking about Abraham. It says, all the things that had decreed concerning him, that he should not die till he should begat 6 more sons, because after Sarah died, he married Keturah, and he had 6 more sons. This is what this is talking about, coming off of Genesis 25 and verse 1, just to link Jubilees with Genesis. And it says that he should not die before he begat 6 more sons, and should see them before he died, but that in Isaac should his name and his seed be called. So the seed, the covenant and the seed came through Isaac. Abraham had Isaac, Isaac had Jacob. Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 tribes. So it says in verse 17, it says, "And that all the seed of his sons should be Gentiles, and should be reckoned with the Gentiles." So it says these 6 sons that he had from Keturah shall be Gentiles and reckoned with the Gentiles. Like we read in Genesis chapter 10, the sons of Japheth was the Gentiles. Then we read over in First Ezra's where it said the Hittites and the Canaanites and the Egyptians, that they were Gentiles as well. So this is just another witness. And the scripture tells us, let everything be established in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. So this is a witness here. So verse 17, again from the top says, "And that all the seed of his sons should be Gentiles, and be reckoned with the Gentiles. But the sons of Isaac, one should become a holy seed." It said one should become a holy seed because Isaac had Jacob and Esau. So it said and also in Ezra, you saw that the Edomites was listed there too as Gentiles. So it says right here that of the sons of Isaac, one should become a holy seed and should not be reckoned among the Gentiles. Shall not be reckoned among the Gentiles. So there's no contradiction of scripture. The Gentiles have never been Israelites. I don't care where you read Gentiles, it's always meaning the other nations, like I just read these scriptures here, right? So let me go to, let me get another scripture. Matthew chapter 1. Matthew chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. And it says, "The book of the generation of Yahushua HaMashiach, the son of David, the son of Abraham," because like Paul said, he was an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, and he was from the tribe of Benjamin. So verse 2 says, "And Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot Judas and his brethren." This is the 12 tribes, right? Genesis 42 and 13. As the scripture says, precept must be upon precept. Genesis 42 and verse 13. And it reads, "And they said, Thy servant are 12 brethren, the sons of one man." The sons of one man, that's Jacob. As we read over here, that Isaac, of his seed, one should be the holy seed. So it's just talking about, and they said, thy servants are 12 brethren, the sons of one man. Well, the one man is Jacob. So this is what it's talking about. So this is a precept coming from the Jubilees, showing that Jubilees is valid. Jubilees is precept upon precept as far as the scriptures is concerned, right? So, so like I said, today is the last Sabbath of the 6th biblical month, being the 29th day. We're looking forward to new moon coming in, starting off the 7th biblical month, which is going to be, if you associated with the Gregorian calendar, which is going to be Thursday, October 3rd. And it's going to bring in the seventh month and usher in the fall feast. So I just want to say this because it's the Sabbath. And I just pointed out that the Gentiles are not Israel, and they have never been counted as Israel. But it does not count the Gentiles out for keeping the Sabbath as well, because the Most High wrote it in his law. Leviticus 20, because today is the Sabbath. Leviticus 20, and I'm going to start at, Exodus 20, I'm sorry. Exodus 20 and verse 8. It says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days do thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh is the Sabbath of Yahuwah thy Lord. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughters, nor thy maidservant, nor thy manservant, nor thy cattle, nor the stranger that is within thy gates. So the stranger is talking about the Gentiles. So the Most High placed it in the law. This is the law. They received this on Mount Sinai. So the Most High placed this in his law that any Gentile, just like it says in Numbers 15:14, that any Gentile that sojourns among us, it says one law shall be for you. Let me go over there. Because they try to use this scripture also to try to justify the Gentiles being the Israelites, and it just doesn't work. Numbers 15:14. It says, and if a stranger sojourn with you, meaning Israel, both the northern and the southern kingdom, because this is before the split, so you can't confuse this with saying it's the split. So it says, and if a stranger sojourn with you, or whosoever be among you in your generations, and will offer an offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto Yahuwah, as ye do, meaning Israel, both the southern and northern kingdom, as ye do, so shall he do, meaning the strangers or the Gentiles, right? Verse 15, one ordinance shall be both for you of the congregation, because we know in Psalms 147:19 and 20, he say, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his law, statutes, and commandments to Israel. He have not dealt so with any other nation. So the law was given to Israel, but if it's a stranger that sojourns among us, they have to fall up under the law, statutes, and commandments as well. So it says, verse 15, one ordinance shall be both for you of the congregation, and also for the stranger that sojourneth with you. An ordinance or a law forever in your generations, as ye are, so shall the stranger be before Yahuwah. One law and one manner shall be for you and for the stranger that sojourns with you. So with that, I just want to say Shabbat Shalom. I pray that everybody has a blessed Sabbath on today, restful, peaceful, get some word in. And like I said, we're looking for the new moon, October 3rd, which is Thursday on the Gregorian calendar, just associated with that. And the thing, we have to celebrate it during the day. So at the rising of the sun, Thursday, October 3rd, that is new moon day. If you wait until you see the moon that evening, you have missed the new moon day celebration. So with that, I say Shabbat Shalom, and everybody have a blessed and peaceful day. Shalom.